Howdy everyone, it's your buddy BP. It is February 26, 2016, and it is Friday, which means that it is Zor Day. I meant to have this out earlier, but it was just one of those days where I needed to sleep in, so I couldn't, be awake for the reset and do everything early. Besides, I kind of already have everything that Zor sells, so it's a little hard to get excited about Zor Day at this point, but I know there's still some of y'all out there who don't have everything, or at least not everything that you really want. And, even though I do own everything, I'm still kind of curious to see if he's in the tower. And, of course, they got the little marking here to show that he's in the tower. So let's see if we can't go find him. I'm guessing he's over there where everyone else is cluttered. So, yeah, let's go over there and pay a visit. And, yep, here he is, right here where the Crucible Masters are. So, yeah, let's go ahead and dig right on in and see what he has to offer us.
You walk among them.
Titans this week will get the Ruin Wings. It has an intellect and discipline build. Its perks include Paramuscle Armature, Impact Induction, Rocket Launcher Loader, and Hand Cannon Loader. Its unique perk is Seeds of Ruin. Heavy ammo drops more often and contains more ammo in each drop. This is extremely good in PvE. It really does work with the increased ammo drops, and you get much more ammo from those drops. If you love running, like, say, Sleeper Simulant in PvE, you're definitely going to enjoy these. They don't quite let you run your heavy weapon as a primary exactly, but it definitely gives you a ton more ammo to work with, which makes dropping bosses very easy. I love using these things in PvE. In PvP, they're pretty much useless. They have no effect on the game in competitive multiplayer. But when you're playing against AI enemies, this is definitely a good get. And it's got a nice roll as well. Rocket Launcher Loader goes pretty well with this. So yeah, if you do not have these yet, definitely grab them. These are some of the best exotic armors in the game. Hunters will get Mask of the Third Man. It also has an intellect discipline build. Its perks are Inverse Shadow, Heavy Lifting, and Invigoration. Its unique perk is Unstable Current. Arc Blade uses less super energy. Blade Dancer is probably the one subclass I use the least of all the subclasses. Not sure why. It's not a bad subclass. It's just, I don't know, it just doesn't interest me quite as much. So I don't have a lot of experience with this. I've seen these used a few times. And yeah, it does use less energy, though I'm not exactly confident in saying that it uses less enough energy to make it worth an exotic slot. In PvE, Blade Dancer, well, not Blade Dancer, but Arc Blade isn't quite as useful as Super. It's more of a PvP Super. And if I were going to use Hunter in PvP, I would probably be better off with something more like Knucklehead Radar than I would with this. But if you really like your Arc Blade and you're looking to get the most juice out of it as you can, you'll probably enjoy this. But outside of that, I would probably say avoid this one. Warlocks will get Light Beyond Nemesis. It has a Strength and Intellect build. Its perks are Ashes to Assets, Heavy Lifting, and Innervation. Its unique perk is Keeper of the Pack. Revive fallen teammates faster, and they can revive you faster. Supers will generate an additional Orb of Light. This is just one of those exotic perks that aren't very exciting, but everyone should have. Each class has an exotic armor like this that allows for a quick revives and extra Orbs of Light. You will probably really enjoy something like this in like Trials of Osiris, where you can revive your teammates. So any type of competitive game mode that allows for fast revives is pretty good for something like this. And it also has, it's really strong on intellect too. It's more of an intellect build than it is a strength build. So yeah, it's not a bad build for PvP because strength is also pretty good. Warlocks have really nice melee abilities. So yeah, if you are a Warlock and you have, and you don't have rather this armor piece, I would definitely recommend it. You're not going to get like the most mileage out of it as compared to other exotic armor pieces, but it's one of those things that every Warlock should have just in case, and you'll be thankful that you had it. We don't get an Engram this week, but we do get an exotic weapon, and that weapon is Truth. which is a void damage exotic rocket launcher. It has grenades and horseshoes, and its unique perk is Prototype Truth Seeker. Rounds fired from this weapon seek targets aggressively. It's basically tracking on steroids. It is insane how well this thing can track enemies. Plus, it has grenades and horseshoes, so it's just an easy kill gun. This is extremely popular in PvP. Normally, I wouldn't use an exotic heavy weapon in PvP activities unless it was like Mayhem. But if I were to use one, this would probably be it. This thing kills Guardians way too easy. I mean, you just point, wait for the little tracking signal to come up, which only takes like half a second, and just fire. And the rocket will do the rest of the work. It just kills Guardians so easy. And yes, the aggressive tracking really is aggressive. You can tell that it's much more aggressive than normal tracking abilities. The velocity on it is kind of low, though, which I guess isn't too bad. It kind of prevents the tracking rockets from overshooting or understeering when it's turning towards enemies. So I guess it gives it a little bit more leeway to track. Still, if you're in like a really wide open map, like which one is it? The one that's on the moon that you rarely see? First Light, that's the one. So if you're in a big wide open map like that, the velocity might work to your disadvantage, because it'll make it easier for enemies to dodge out of the way. But outside of that, this thing is absolutely beast in PvP. In PvE, I guess it's okay. I would rather use something like a Sleeper Simulant than a Truth. But yeah, as far as exotic heavy weapons go in Destiny, this is the best one for PvP, in my opinion. Speaking of exotic heavy weapons, there is a Legacy Engram for heavy weapons this week, and there's only really one out there you can get that's not near to, and that is Yallarhorn. So if you do not have your Yallarhorn, this is your opportunity to go ahead and buy one. Zor is also selling glass needles, 3 coins, 3 motes, 1 shard. You can re-roll your exotic armors if you don't like the rolls on them, though I do say they're pretty good. Also, yeah, if you're getting that Truth, definitely consider getting that Ruin Wings. You get tons of ammo for it. Works really well. 3 coins, 7 coins, and you get 5 of them. Random chance to get an exotic engram after killing a boss in PvE or finishing a match in PvP. Pretty nice. Works pretty well with Iron Banner. Heavy ammo sense. You get 3 for 1 coin. Again, don't buy these. Just go to Varix and the Reef. He sells them for a much better price. And I'd say that brings us to an end to this video. Sorry for being so late for getting this out. It was just one of those days where I just needed to sleep in, I guess. What's your opinion on Zor's haul this week? Let me know in the comments section. Also, don't forget to spank that like button if you enjoyed the video or you found it helpful in any way. Your support means a lot to me. And as always, y'all be good to each other. And I will see you in the next video.